Well, today on Nation, a window cleaners podcast, we're talking all about what a window cleaner should do before spring. Some of us feel like it could be very, very close. So if you're a window cleaner thinking about getting into window cleaning, or heck, you're just bored, then stay tuned to WCR Nation. What's up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com, and you are here. What is up? If it's your first time here, have a look around. 9 years this year of content. Go back, listen, tons every week. Haven't missed one yet, knock on wood. If it's not your first time here, then what's up? Thanks for hanging out again. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks for everybody who buys from me and everything else. You guys really make my life amazing. So anyway, thank you. Can't tell you enough. Anyway, today that's what we're talking about, is spring. Why? Because it's 80 degrees here. Sorry if it's not there, but it's warm. It's been warm. The phones are ringing. It's going crazy. I think we're on the cusp of an early spring, maybe. And we got a lot of stuff to do before spring hits. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, because in window cleaning, no matter where you are, we have seasons. I mean, you could be in California in some of the nicest weather in the country, Hawaii, and there's still seasons to some degree. If you're in Arizona or Florida, you got snowbirds. You're in a different season, but there's still seasons. And we're in what's considered spring, right? We're before spring. If you look at your numbers throughout the years, you'll see what months have been kind of the best for you. And I'll tell you, just at WCR, I could tell my months or my busiest times for sales and everything have been month plus apart. So, 1 year spring is 6 weeks different than the next year, which is crazy. But we're a seasonal business in general, right? Window cleaning, we kind of go off of Mother Nature, and Mother Nature tells our customers kind of when it is. So when you hear people too, then they're like, man, I did EDDM, it didn't work. And it's like, you did EDDM in winter, or, you did EDDM once and it rained. Like, there's a lot of things that kind of come into the factors of that. So, but there's a lot of prep that goes into spring, because spring being our busiest season, I mean, almost across the board. I don't know how anybody would have a different season that's the busiest. Fall being kind of second. Spring is the busiest, or should be. And remember, before we go into the things, spring being busy, getting calls, triggers when you start your ads, right? You advertise when you're busy. Strike when the iron's hot. Go, well, we're so busy we can't advertise. Then you just shot yourself in the foot. How are you going to grow? Well, I'm going to advertise in January. No, you're not. It's not going to happen. Anyway. So when you're getting into spring, kind of the first thing that people don't put together is just that. They just don't have their ads together. They don't have that advertising calendar, which I beat. Because when there's an advertising calendar, it tells you what you're going to spend your money on and when. And so many people, I mean, this is close to 100%. They'll put stuff out, and even if they're really good on the calendar, all of a sudden by like the middle of May, they're just not doing it. They're like, oh my gosh, it's been 2 weeks. I haven't even been able to. Well, then you're off. You missed the advertising. You missed the split testing. You missed the blah, blah, blah. And not only that, is you have a spend you want to hit. Remember, we want to be at that 10% marketing budget, basically. And if we are, that means that the growth is going to be XYZ for next year, which we're going to base off 10% of this year. The more we spend, let me rephrase that. The smarter we spend, the more we spend smartly, will give us more income. It's the reason why some companies after 4 years are doing almost $1 million a year. Over $1 million. The crazy part is that's how they did it, okay? So look at yourself. Look at your company. Look at what you've done. Is your marketing calendar there? And I'm not just talking about, I know. I want to do like some EDD. I'm probably going to do Facebook ads this year too. No, marketing calendar. Not a dream of the things. I thought of things I'm going to do. What's the calendar say? Okay, you're going to do Facebook ads. When does that start? When does that change? I've talked about marketing calendars 100 times. This is one of the biggest things. I mean, you got guys with great companies. You ask about that and they're like, oh, yeah, no, we don't really have anything. Like, we know it was really good. They don't know. You have to have that in place before spring, because guess what? When the phone starts ringing, that is your spring. That's when it triggers the entire start of this. A calendar in normal, are the months. And people say, well, March 1st is March 1st. In a seasonal business, like I said, 1 year it could be March 1st, but the next year it may be April 15th. You may be 6 weeks off in spring, both ways. So we don't want to go, okay, well, March 1st, because then it's snowing and 12 degrees by you. That's not going to be a good time for you to start, right? So we need to plan everything for when that happens. And when it does happen and you see it in the forecast, you go, man, there's going to be like 4 or 5 days that are awesome. The phone's ringing, it's going crazy. Click the button, start it, we're going, right? Now, you don't know when it rains and all that stuff, but the marketing calendar itself makes it so that, okay, I know what I'm going to do week 1 every day of the week. I know when I come in on Tuesday, I just got to look at it and go, oh, we're doing this, Facebook ads done. 10 to 30 minutes later, you're done with your marketing for the day and you're on track. If you could do that all year, you're going to have your same spend. You're going to hit those target markets. You're going to have your split testing done. You're going to do all of the things that you wish you did last year. Because everybody says that. Oh man, last year, man, I didn't put ads. I wish I would have put ads out. But it was a good year. Wouldn't have been a great year? And by the way, because I have a pet peeve about this, I want to put it out there, but there is so many people who say the line, yeah, I can't afford to advertise. No, I'm looking to do it cheap. No, you're expecting to be bad at advertising. Because I'd spend $1 million if I knew it would bring me 10 million, right? You would too. Right? If I said, hey, give me $1,000, I guarantee you I'll give you $10,000 in new work. Great jobs. You'd be like, guaranteed? Yeah. Because you're not spending, you're investing. When you go, I'm too broke to advertise. No, you're too broke to waste money. You don't know what you're doing advertising, right? And then you don't advertise because you don't want to waste more money, which is totally understandable. But that's the advertising calendar. That's the marketing calendar. What other things are on the marketing calendar unless you have a marketing calendar to know? So that has to be set, because guess what? We don't know if the trigger for you is going to be next week, if the trigger for you is going to be next month. We have to be ready for that. And I'm telling you, that is the biggest kind of miss that people do is on that calendar. They just kind of half-hearted phone it in, like, yeah, I know. Like, I got a list of some things I want to do. Like, okay, well, GLs, bro, GLs. But, it sucks to build systems in like that type of stuff, and you don't see anything return right away, but it's so valuable. What you do see a return right away is like a phone blast or a text blast or whatever. That cannot be done too soon either. If you do that and it's still cold and people just don't have it in their brain yet, they're just going to ignore your text. You'll be like, I just didn't do very good. But if you do it when it's beautiful out and a lot of people are calling you, I mean, it's in everybody's brain, and you send that text blast to all your existing customers that you didn't do the dentist close, which hopefully are none, but I'm guessing there are some. You want to send it to those existing people that you've done work for that are not on the schedule, getting them on the schedule. This is commercial. This is residential. It's everything. Phone blast. You got to do that as soon as the phone starts ringing to make it ring more. If you get 30 people call you in one day, guess what? Everything of advertising you get, you're going to have 5 times the ROI than you ever would any other time of year. And the reason is because if it's in some people's heads, the 30 people who called you for estimates did not talk to each other like, are you going to call him today? Yeah, I'm going to call him today. No, it triggered something. The barometer, the temperature, the blah, 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 blah. It all got in their head. This is the light switch theory. One day you're twiddling your thumbs, the next day you can't help to breathe, and it's 5:30, and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go home. That is the trigger. That's the start. That's the light switch, as I call it. You'll go one day to nothing, one day to 30 calls. They didn't talk to each other. That's when you know that advertising will be more valuable. Advertising does not get the phone ringing when it's not ringing. That is not what advertising does. That's the biggest fault for people, is they think that, well, if I'm slow, I just advertise. You're slow because nobody wants your service. Nobody wants it at that time. Well, no, I mean, but if I tell them, I'll do it for $20. It still doesn't matter. Right? Phone blast is huge. Text blasting is huge. Just getting those people again to know who you are, to talk to you, to do all of those other things. That is really the important part, right? You want to get it out there to those existing people, because guess what? This is going to be a hard truth for you, and you can write me angry emails all you want. Just maybe not do that in spring. I'm on edge already, being as busy as we are. But trying to always be nice too, by the way, even when people are mean to you in customer service, you know. But when you reach out to people, you remind them you exist. Everybody thinks, oh, they know. My customers know. No, some of them know, and a very small portion of them know. Some of them remember, oh, you guys are so nice. They're the ones with like the blue logo. They don't remember unless they go look at an invoice, and even that is if they find it, which I don't keep mine, so I wouldn't find it. People do not remember you, and they sometimes don't even remember they had your service, even if you're amazing. Can you right now in your head think of every amazing thing you've ever done? Unless you really stop and be like, oh yeah, we went to that. Oh, I really liked that restaurant. I can't believe I forgot all about that. Yes. So, what does a phone blast do? What does a text blast do? It just reminds people you exist. Hey, we didn't see you on the scale. Oh my gosh, thanks for calling. Yes. Oh, I just thought about this the other day. My friend Janice, she was mentioning it, and I was like, I gotta call those guys. It is the best received thing you could do, is just phone blast, just calling people. Now, if you're not doing the dentist close and you go, well, that doesn't work for me, or no, that's too soon. Okay, well, you will never surpass the guys doing that, because a company cannot exist in a large scale with doing that. You cannot just find that much work every year and spend all the resources to go get that. You have to have dentist close, which is just getting those people on every 6 months. Every time you're done with the service, you schedule their next service. That's it. That's as simple as that. But people will go through that. Sometimes you have commercial people who didn't get on schedules, or first-time cleans, or friends of, or gifts, or all that stuff. And these are people who literally have used you, trusted you, loved your price. They loved you. You already sold them. All you have to do is call them and go, hey, remember us? Remember what we do? And they go, oh my gosh, yes. Okay, cool. Let's do it. It is the easiest sell, is to do a phone blast, to call, to just remind people you're there. And so many people don't do it. It is very time consuming. That's why there's a lot of services that do that, especially text blasting. I think text blasting is really great. I think real quick, where people fail in text blasting is they go, hey, Squeaky Suds is, and I'm sorry if your actual name is Squeaky Suds. Usually I try to make up a completely random one that is random, but maybe, anyway, hey, it's XYZ window cleaning. We have some openings coming up. Did you want to get in the thing and tell us, text for 20% off? Well, you just sent me an ad. Guess what? You spammed me, and I hate that. I hate that you spammed me. But if you send something, go, hey, it's Jersey at XYZ, and saw you were in the schedule last spring and didn't have you in this one. Is it something I can get you scheduled for? I'm talking to one person. It feels like a real text. I didn't just get spam blasted, even though I did. 20% does not make me go, wow, this random guy who just sent me this coupon, and that doesn't, oh my gosh, yes, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, let's do it. No, we're going to kind of hold off. I think it's going to be more of a fall thing. Cool. You respond. No, not a problem. I'll reach out then. Your job is to remind customers. It's your job. The customer's job is just to hire you. Your job is to keep them happy. So that's a big one. And you got to plan for it. And you got to set it up. And you got to do a bunch of other stuff. So if you don't have that ready, you're possibly a week or two away from clicking the button on that one. In my company, the spring and fall foam blast brought on more work than anything else in such a short amount of time. Because he had a lot of customers. Especially before I was doing the dentist close, I would literally book an entire month solid worth of work in like 2 or 3 days. It is absolutely insane. But speaking of insane, you know what's insane is not using a rep for... No, that's cheesy. I'm trying to segue here, but I am a rep for windowcleaner.com. And this is my shameless plug. Hopefully it works on you. The way I make money and get to keep doing videos like this is because of people that are awesome and they let me put their orders in. So if you haven't already fast forwarded through this part, save my number. It's 862-312-2026. I'm a rep. That's what I do. Costs you nothing extra, not a penny extra. I make sure you get your gift and everything else. And guess what? It's just you doing me a genuine solid. Like you really just doing me a favor by letting me put your order in. I really appreciate that. It's never a bother, and it is absolutely vital for me to continue doing this. So thank you. Anyway, if you haven't yet, also get a subscription to the American Window Cleaner magazine, awcmag.com. Absolutely amazing. Get a subscription because you're a window cleaning nerd like me. Go and do that. Also, I have a couple coupons in descriptions of everything. I have Jobber. That is 20% off. The best CRM that exists right now, in my opinion. Absolutely could realistically run your company. It's better than any employee in what it does. Do a demo if you don't believe me. And don't believe me. Just do a demo. Who cares what I say? But there's a coupon to try it for free down there. If you don't see that, text me and I can text you back with that. Anyway, another one is print. You know that print is absolutely insane. It's super valuable, super insanely awesome way to make money. It should be part of your plethora of advertising, and I can get you 15%. So the linking code is in the description from WCR Print. And also Steve and Jillian are amazing. So yeah. Anyway, so we kind of put a bunch of stuff together, but here's another one that people don't realize that they need because it's a tough one, and it's new trucks, new vehicles, and new gear. It's hard coming out of winter and going, I'm going to spend a bunch of money on all this stuff because I haven't made money. And then you go, well, I'm going to wait until spring because then I can, have the money to go buy my new truck because I need a new truck for another crew. Sort of, but this is coming. So why not spend it? I just don't understand sometimes where people are like, oh, I'm doing this, but I'll wait till I'm busy to try to redo everything. It doesn't make sense, right? I know guys that buy new equipment to do full stock orders every spring, like pre-spring. They're just putting giant orders in because they're restocking the entire trucks. Everybody starts new scrubbers, that's waste. Well, no, it's not. You understand the better and faster you work, or your guys work, the more money you make. To buy new scrubbers or make sure you got lots of rubber or trying new tools, or even in water fed, guys will go in and buy, I need 2 systems, 2 packages, just, we're putting it in trucks. Like, to get that stuff all together. By the way, I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com, so take that part with a grain of salt. But I live and die by that, having like the new stuff. Like, it was every spring, every fall, we would redo almost everything. Because I'm not going to have guys using just crappy tools. I don't want them to look crappy. I don't want them to show up and their gear is all beat up because they're like, I've used this for 5 years. Ugh. Did you not realize that everybody looking at you goes, eh? Anyway, so I'm partial on that. But another one's the vehicles. If you're adding more trucks this year, you go, I don't know. I don't want... You're doubting yourself, and that's why you didn't buy the new vehicle. And I've told you this story before, but I would always buy new vehicles before I had the work for that new vehicle. And I would have it logoed and lettered, and it would be sitting in my shop, and I'd have to walk by that stupid thing every day. And it was the biggest motivation to get my butt moving and sell some stuff to get the work in. I got to get this truck on the road, man. I got to get the people in the truck. I got to do this. If you don't, you're like, oh, it's so busy, but now we can make it do it. We can go. And then all of a sudden, it's like your whole year, and you didn't really expand. You just kind of made it work, which then meant you were so busy you couldn't advertise, and then you stopped your advertising, which means you didn't grow. And it's the same story that I hear hundreds of times a year, right? It's like, I did all this stuff, but it didn't really happen. And then last year, I don't know. It's just really hard to grow it's really, I've been doing this for 15 years now. And it's, we're at like 200,000. It's like, well, this isn't rocket science. I could tell you exactly why, right? If you're too busy, so you can't get new trucks to bring on a new crew because you can't hire because you're too busy, which means then you stop advertising because you're too busy already and you can't add any more work, then guess what? You've just shot yourself in the foot. That's like taking a plant and putting it in a glass box and going, I don't know why it's not 10 foot tall. The glass box isn't 10 foot tall. Take the box off and guess what? The plant grows. Give the plant some fertilizer and some sun and water it grows even faster. This is not a hard concept. It is hard to put together. There's a lot of pieces to business, but it's not a hard concept, right? Trucks, gear, all of that stuff. If you're too busy to get it, you won't get it. And if you don't get it, you can't grow into it. You can't use it, right? Makes sense. Yeah. Another one is print. I mentioned this again in the discount, just that print in general is so important. But man, I think that more people screw this part up than should be, because people go and they do stuff and they're like, oh, it's busy, I'm going to do EDDM, I'm going to send this to print. It takes like 2 weeks, man. You got to go back and forth and do it. And then you have a crappy piece. You send it out after the fact that didn't work because you just threw it out there and you go, this doesn't work for me. Dude, you need brochures when you do in-person stuff. You need amazing business cards. By the way, I just got back from IWCA. And Steve brought me a couple card examples, and dude, the stuff that they can do is insane. So I'll be getting new business cards really, really soon. Anyway, on top of that, what about yard signs? Are you doing that? I'm not a huge fan, but a lot of you are. Yard signs, door hangers, 2-part, carbonless copy forms for estimates. What about your unsolicited bid packets? Commercial packets. That's a whole thing. We'll do that. Oh, you do that when you're so busy you don't have time to do anything else? Got it. Okay. Well, what happens when somebody calls tomorrow? Oh, you don't have the stuff because you didn't get it printed? Then you can't give it to them now, can you? Print is a thing that takes time to not only put together, to make amazing, but then it also takes time to get printed and shipped to you. Print is huge. So many people miss the ball on that, and then they don't do it, and then it's like way after the year and they miss another year. And how many times have you said that in anything? Like, man, last year we didn't really fill in the blank. This year, though, we're going to have to fill in the blank. No, last year I wasn't really happy with the fill in the blank. We didn't really fill in the blank, Man, I wish we would have fill in the blank. Like, there's so many things that we look back and go, I should have. I wish I knew. I could have. But then you look at it and go, well, we're doing that now, and you're going to have the same baloney spits theory next year when you don't do it. Man, yeah, this year again, we just didn't really. Yeah, we're not really growing. Our market must be weird. No. You understand? You're not growing fast, not because of the market, not because of the economy, not because of the solar flares or the unicorns. It's because of you, right? But it's not a bad thing. Everybody's got improvement. You should always improve. Till the day I die, I'll be trying to improve myself. There's always stuff that sucks. If some of it happens to be business, great. That's easy. Let's change some things. But you have to make the change. You have to actually do the change. This spring, right now, is the best time to do these things. If you try to do all this stuff I'm talking about 4 weeks from now, guess what? You missed all the 4 weeks. You'll never have these 4 weeks back. I always talk about this too. If you want to understand concepts, I love analogies, and make a t-shirt with the stuff I say. I get it. But today will never come again. Anything you wish that you want to do today, I'm going to advertise. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to make 20 phone calls. I'm going to talk to 10 different prospects. I'm going to walk into that big building. if that doesn't happen today, you'll never get today back. So you're going to do it tomorrow. Well, guess what? If you're doing all that stuff then tomorrow, then what you were going to do tomorrow doesn't happen. And you keep pushing this stuff off, and you keep waiting, and you keep finding out that the timing wasn't there, but next year you're going to... It's the reason why 98% of Americans, it's a made-up statistic, that start diets go, oh, starting diet on Monday. If you're starting it on Monday, you're not serious. No, I'm totally serious. Yeah, that's what you would say. But then if you really, really wanted to change that, you would do that now. It's like... oh, yeah, dude, I'm totally going to stop doing heroin on Monday, but today is not Monday. Then you don't really want to stop, right? This whole, like, next year will be the year, and this is that, and this is, and avoiding the now is the hard part. And you can change it, super easy. Easier said than done, but super easy. And the last thing, because I got off track, it's hiring. You have to hire before you get busy. That's the best option. And let me put this out there. Yes. Catch-22 is, do I hire before I have the work, or do I get the work before I hire? And the answer is you hire before you get the work. Because getting the work is up to you. You'll do that. Well, I don't know if I... No. We're learning and changing what we're going to do. You're going to get that. You have to post. You have to hire. You have to train. Then you have a slow tech because they're new. That all took weeks. If you do that once you're busy, then how in the heck are you going to do that? And how are you going to throw somebody in when they're so busy you just need help and they're not helping because they're slow, right? So you have to hire before you are busy. It just is easier. It makes more sense. And then what people go is they go, well, I can't hire now because I got no work for them. Make the work for them. Put it together. Do that. Make them clean your own window. You're understanding you're doing training. If you're not happy that the jobs aren't there yet, and I don't know if I should hire, make it happen. You can't just get jobs from anywhere. Are you doing any route? Then you have jobs. Do you have a house of your own? Then you have jobs for them to do. We're training them. We're not trying to... You're not going to hire somebody and have them making you money right away. That does not at all happen, ever. Unless you hate all of your employees and you go, well, employees suck in my case. If I could ever find a good employee... No, it's you. Your hiring process sucks. That's why the employee sucks. You hired the wrong person because your hiring process sucks. And then you didn't really even train them so that they never got fast. That's why they suck. And now months later, you're like, man, this guy's garbage. I got to let him go. Yeah, he was never trained. No, he was out. No, he was never trained the right way. You got to hire now, though. Hiring now means that if you hired today, 3 weeks from today, maybe, you'd have somebody working for you. And they would still suck because it's only been 3 weeks. They got a trial period, then they got the training period, and they got the shadowing period, and then they're there. And it's like, yeah, they're good. They're not great, but they're good. 3 weeks from now, right now, if you hired, right now, if you posted the job, right now. What happens when you go tomorrow? Then it's 3 weeks from tomorrow. What if you do a week from now? Then it's 3 weeks from a week from now. What if you do a month from now? Then it's 3 weeks from a month from now. You understand? The timing that it takes is always still there. Why would you not hire now? The Yankees, the Packers, whatever the sports team is in your era, go local sports team, but wherever it is, they are always letting people go, trading them, bringing on new people. They're always building their team. Why are you not building your team? I've had these guys, they just work, they're fine. But it sounds like they suck. You should be hiring. Well, I don't have the work. No, you should be hiring for those people. You know I follow the adage of always be hiring, but anyway, that's for a whole nother story. But spring is here. Let me rephrase that. Pre-spring is here. Maybe spring is here for you right now. Awesome. Pre-spring is here for everyone. Everyone. All of these pre-spring things have to be done. So, I'm going to get off my high horse. And by the way, I say this all the time, but I'm just some dummy who sits in front of a screen and talks to himself in an empty room. That's what I do. So take it with a grain of salt. Don't think I'm telling you what to do. I'm just telling you my thoughts. And if you want to try some of my thoughts, sweet. If you don't, sweet. But at least maybe it'll get your brain thinking on your own in something else. So with all that being said, I very much appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. I've had more people now letting me place orders than ever before, and you guys are absolutely insane. There are some of you that don't let me order for you anymore. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. You're ordering on your own. You think it's a bother or something? I'm not sure. That sucks. It's terrible when somebody orders on their own. But for everybody else who does, man, I appreciate it. If I haven't put your orders in yet and you've never used me as a rep, here is your chance to make a lonely guy happy. That sounded really bad. But anyway, 862-312-2026 is my cell phone. Go ahead. Give me a call. Shoot me a text, even better, man. I'm on the phone for like 32 hours of the 40-hour week. Shoot me a text. Let me put your order in. By the way, you will never miss a sale if you text me during a sale. So if you text me on like a Saturday at midnight and you're like, hey, I gotta get this in. Yeah, absolutely, man. You're locked in. You're locked in. Plus, I'll make sure the fitment's there. Make sure your free gift's there. Make sure everything is up and good. And guess what? We don't ship on the weekends. So if you do, and I get this all the time where somebody's like, oh, sorry, I just had to put it in. I couldn't wait. I had to get the sale. And it's like, 1 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And it's like, there was no difference of doing it now than doing it on Monday. Nothing. No one ships on Sunday. Anyway. So let me put that in. Also, if you haven't yet, get a subscription to the American Window Cleaner magazine. The magazine I talk about all the time. I own it, so I'm partial, I know, but it is absolutely insanely awesome. Really. It's articles and business and pictures and just cool culture stuff. Go and get the subscription. American Window Cleaner magazine, awcmag.com. Also, links, of course, jobbers, absolutely insanely awesome. Now's the time to start CRMs, of course. And also prints down below. 15% off of prints. I got links, man. Plus it tags me. Everybody's like, can you put a print in order for me? I can't really do a print order, but you can run through the link and then I get credit for that too. So yeah, anyway, before next week, if you can, go out there, understand that it is pre-spring. Lots of stuff to do. More importantly, go out there and be epic.